And the first one is going to be a huge round of applause for Angela Fletcher, everybody! Now, Angela has a passion for self-development and helping others to live life to their full potential. Angela committed to educating herself about the lasting effects of pornography and now supports over 300 women whose worlds have been devastated when they discovered their husband's compulsive porn habit. Angela has spent the last 2.5 years educating herself and others in this field and is here to speak to you today about their speech entitled The Great Porn Debate. It's Angela, everybody!
Thank you. Do you watch porn? Are you in the pro-porn camp or are you in the anti-porn camp? Is it just harmless fun or is it dangerous? It's a controversial subject and it's one I'd like to speak to you about today. Pornography is a $97 billion industry. It's estimated that 46 million people per day, men, women, and children, watch pornography every day. The average age a child first sees pornography is just 11 years old. And it's estimated that 40% of those will go on to regularly watch pornography before they are 14. Last year, on just one website alone, users watched 5.5 billion hours of pornography. Can you even begin to guess what that is, or how that equates to years? 620,000 years. Yeah, you heard that right. 620,000 years on just one website in 1 year alone. Now, there's a growing body of research that's shining a spotlight on the lasting damaging effects of watching endless hours of pornography. The science has shown that watching pornography lights up the same neural pathways that most traditional addictions do. You get the same dopamine hit from watching pornography. Now, the research says that viewing pornography requires more and more variety and more extreme porn to achieve that same dopamine hit again and again. Right. To achieve that same dopamine hit. And users are reporting that they're watching pornography, genres of pornography that they would never dream they'd watch. Child porn, bestiality, snuff porn. The research also says, not always, but viewing porn can lead on and escalate to acting out behaviours, physically acting out behaviours. Like visiting strip clubs, visiting massage parlours, visiting prostitutes. Now, I support a group of women whose lives and whose marriages are devastated when they discover their husband's porn addiction. Amy joined our group last week. She'd found a text message on her husband's phone, a sexually explicit text message. So she confronted him with it. Hours and hours. He lied, he deflected, but then eventually admitted that he'd been using hookup sites for the last 7 years of their marriage to meet up with random men, as well as women, for casual one-off sex. Amy was devastated. Is that harmless fun? Now, in today's modern society, we normalise pornography. There's 46 million people watching it every day. However, it's still taboo. We still hide pornography behind a veil of secrets and lies. The research has shown that those people, those users who are consuming pornography, those extreme genres of pornography, acting out with people randomly in lay-bys, they're consumed with shame. They isolate themselves. Eventually, it leads on to depression. But what about the partners here in this group? They have nowhere to turn. They have no voice. They don't want to talk to anybody about this addiction that they've found in their lives because they are ashamed. They're ashamed. And they don't want to expose their husbands either. That doesn't sound like harmless fun. What about the physical effects? Lasting physical effects. Erectile dysfunction has risen, sorry, no pun intended. Erectile dysfunction has risen by 1,000% in men under the age of 40 since the introduction of high-speed internet pornography. A whole population of young men who can't make love to their wives and girlfriends because of erectile dysfunction. And it doesn't matter how much they love their girlfriends, but they can still get an erection for pornography. Back to our group. Lucy. Lucy joined our group. She's a 29-year-old, really attractive, lovely young lady. She's been married to Paul for 7 years. They've not made love for the last 2 years. Lucy feels she's not enough. Why is she not enough for Paul? Why does Paul prefer pornography than to make love to her? She's huge body image issues. She's low self-esteem, low self-worth. Does that sound like harmless fun? There's financial impacts. Jane joined our group. She'd lost her home due to the debt her husband had run up, paying for high-class prostitutes. And Julie joined the group, and she's worried about the future for her and her children because her husband has lost his job after being caught masturbating at work. And he was the breadwinner. Does that sound like harmless fun? Now, pornography has not made it yet into the DSM-5 as an official addiction, but there is movement in that direction. The World Health Organization has classified compulsive sexual behaviours as a disorder just last year. Now, before I wrap up this speech, I want to talk about the children. So please raise your hand in the room if you have children. Yeah. Our education system, and even us as parents, we don't go far enough to educate our children about pornography. We don't educate them what to do when porn pops up on their computer. Age 11, remember? And it will. But more interestingly, or more disturbingly, we don't educate our children about what a healthy, intimate, sexual relationship looks like. And so you know what? Porn does that for us instead. Porn sets their expectations. That is what our children think is the norm. And that really disturbs me. And I'm going to finish with a few shocking facts about pornography and children. Teen porn has been the #1 search on porn sites for the last 6 years running. Child pornography is the fastest growing internet business. And sex trafficking of children is the fastest growing crime. So my ask of you today is to wake up, stop being blind. Porn is very real, and porn is here to stay. So, do you watch pornography? It's fine if you do, it's your prerogative. But I'd like you to take away the message today that porn can and does escalate out of control. Porn can and does destroy lives and relationships. I ask you, if you've got children, educate your children on what to do when they see pornography pop up on their computer. But more importantly, educate them about what is a healthy, intimate sexual relationship. And lastly, on behalf of my tribe of warrior women, I'd ask you, when that woman comes to you, upset that she's discovered her husband's porn, please don't tell her. Just get over it. It's no big deal. It's just a bit of porn. Please, listen. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.